Hey there, my friend. You are watching or listening to the Erin Show, where we chat all things intentional living and how to find that ever elusive balance in our busy and overwhelming lives. We are in a new month, which means we have a new theme here on the Erin Show. In May, we have a couple episodes about routines and habits and setting yourself up for success, and just how important that is for intentional living. And the theme for the month of June is going to be our kids. We're going to talk about cooking and chores and just setting our kids up for success and how important that is. I feel like there's two words that are used around our house a lot. They are responsibility and independence, and those are things that are really important to my husband and I, and those are things that we're going to be talking about throughout the month of June. And we are kicking it off with kids and cooking. And I want to share with you two ways to teach your kids how to cook. And one of them might surprise you. One of them you might already know the answer to. If you've been around here long enough, you've probably heard me talk about this before. And so that is what we're going to be chatting about today, is kids and cooking and how important it is, why we do it, how we do it. We're going to dig into all of that here today on this episode of the Erin Show. If you are listening to this in a podcast player, there will be links in the show notes where you can access the things that we're talking about. If you are watching this live on Facebook or later on YouTube, then you can see the links that are here on the actual video. And so we're going to jump in with the first way to teach your kids how to cook. And that's going to be to let me do it. Let me teach them how to cook. And I want to introduce to you somebody you maybe met before. And if you have not met him before, you're about to meet him. So I would like to introduce you to my third son, Tyler.
Hi.
He's been hiding under the desk waiting to pop up. You guys give Tyler some laughs and some ha-has, some hearts for his grand entrance. We are in summer mode. Yeah? When did school finish? Last Friday. Yes. And of course, the dogs have some things to say. I'm sorry about the dogs. They're going to calm down in a second. So Tyler is here to answer a couple questions. We're talking about kids and cooking, so I thought it would be great if he came to join us. Apologies about the puppies, my friends. So sorry about that. Tim liked your entrance. Okay, so if you're listening to this on the podcast player, Tyler was hiding under my desk and he literally popped up like a little whack-a-mole. So it was super cute. So teaching your kids how to cook, let me do it. So, and I'm going to share with you a resource that we have for you, and then I'm going to break down how, if you want to teach your kids how to do it, how you can do that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's what's going to be in this episode. So the first thing is this. What is this, Tyler? This is the WizKid cooking book. This is the guidebook. This is, I think I should be able to feature this. It should be featuring here on the video. This is a super cool thing. It might show up on your screen. You might have to tap the video. This is an option available in our store. I also have the link in the, description. I also have the link here I'm going to put it in the comments for you as well. This is our WizKid Kids Cooking Curriculum. We actually developed at the very beginning of the pandemic. When it started in March of last year, we did how many lessons? 21 lessons in the end of March and April last year, teaching kids how to cook live stream. And we're actually going to do that again this summer in June. On Saturdays at noon, we're going to be live streaming one of the recipes in this WizKid guidebook. And how it works is I teach him how to cook live so that your kids can cook along with us. So if you want to join us live, we are going to be making the potato chip chicken that's in the WizKid guidebook. You do not have to have this in order to join us this summer, but I highly recommend it. So this is what we're going to be making. All right, Tyler, super quick questions, and then you can run off and do whatever you're doing. First, what's your favorite WizKid thing to cook? What's your favorite? When you learned? What was your favorite?
Grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese? Yeah, you making me grilled cheese. Okay, and then when was the last time that I cooked lunch for you?
A long time ago.
like last year.
Probably.
Yeah, after you learned how to make macaroni and cheese and potato chip chicken and grilled cheese, or like you've been handling that, right? Now, Sweet Tyler isn't so much of a morning person, so I'm still helping him with his breakfast most of the time, right? But you like to jump in and help dinner? Yeah? Okay. So that's the idea, is to get your kids working in the kitchen. The goal is, all right, buddy, thank you. Carry on. Carry on. Make an amazing exit. There he goes. Off he goes. So those are some of the things that I mentioned that he made and learned how to cook. They're all from this. This is our guidebook. It comes with the live stream video lessons. I tell you where to access those. It has stickers so your kids can rate the recipes. They can put a check mark next to them when they are finished making them. And then it also has a certificate. So if you want to do this as like your summer thing to do, I'm just saying it's a thing to do. So we do have the guidebook, comes with the video lessons. We also have a starter kit that comes with a few goodies to help you get going. And we also have an ultimate pack that has kind of everything you need for your kids to be successful using Whisk. How it works is I will teach them how to cook. They access they choose the recipe they want to make, or a couple recipes that week that they want to make, and then you make sure that they have the ingredients that they need, and then you make sure that they're safe in the kitchen. I will teach them via video, live stream, step by step. You know, we're not in a hurry. I'm teaching my kids at the same time as I'm teaching your kids. And so that's how it's designed and set up. And that's the first way to teach your kids how to cook, is I'll do it for you, okay? So checking out the WizKid, click on over to the store. It should be featured here on the video. I'm not entirely sure how this new product feature works on videos, but there it is. Wendy, thank you. I think he's pretty cute too. I might be a little biased though. All right, second way to teach your kids how to cook. This is super important. I teach this all the time. I think I've probably mentioned it on our show or podcast before, but I'm going to share it again here now, is where you can teach them how to cook. But I want to teach you a strategy and kind of a step-by-step for how to teach them well, so that they, just like Tyler, can make their own lunch, make their own dinner, help with dinner, and things like that. And the key to this is delegation. And the hard part about delegation is that our life moves a million miles an hour. Even just today, this is the first official weekday of summer, I suppose. And our power was out this morning from an overnight storm, and this is why I'm late here today, I didn't even start my day until about 1 o'clock. Just from all the crazy things that we had to deal with and people activities and things like that. And so today's maybe not the best example, but generally in the summer, we have a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more space. And that's why I wanted to share this kid series with you this summer is because we have a little bit more room. And I want to encourage you to be intentional and use this time that you have, this extra flexibility that you have with your kids, whether it's in the evenings or on the weekends, if you're working, and just figuring out how to get this in there. I know camps are sort of open, sort of not open. It kind of depends on the area and what's an option for you. So this could be, you could just make your own little mini summer camp with WizKid, or teaching your kids how to cook with your family favorite recipes. So here's the strategy for when you're teaching them how to cook. I want you to slow down, okay? I want you to delegate well, and I want you to teach and instruct well. When we're moving a million miles an hour, it's really hard to slow down and take the time to do this. We think it's faster if we do it. I know I'm totally guilty of this. We think it's faster. If I just jump in and do this for you, we'll just get it done faster. But that doesn't help them, and it doesn't get you closer to the goal of them cooking or making whatever the thing is, baking or whatever, the thing that you're wanting them to do. And so we've got to slow down and get out of the way. Okay? Hit me up with some hearts if you think that's a great idea. Slow down and get out of their way. Let's equip them. Let's let them be responsible. Let's let them shine. Let's let them show us what they can do. Okay? Now, by no means am I claiming to be a parenting expert, but what I can tell you is that my children can cook. So, and I think that it comes down to, and I have to tell myself this, like, just let them make a mess, let them mistake, let them learn, let them try again. Because in the end, when was the last time I cooked lunch? I just mix up myself a little salad, and in the summer they're on their own or school breaks and weekends. Sometimes we do a lunch together, but they're kind of on their own to figure out what they're going to have for lunch. And so that's the idea. It instills confidence. It instills creativity, just basic life skills. I said a long time ago, I don't want my kids to leave home only knowing how to make a box of macaroni and cheese or cook some ramen. Like, I want them to be well equipped and prepared to work in the kitchen. All right, so how does this delegation business work? The first is we got to know we got to get out of our own way. Like, that's our mindset as the teacher. Okay, so that's that. All right, let's use potato chip chicken. That's the actual meal that we're going to be cooking this weekend on WizKid Live. We're going to be live on Saturdays at noon. I'm not sure. I can't remember which kiddo's helping me this weekend, but so potato chip chicken. If you're going to teach your kids how to make potato chip chicken, this is how it'll work. The first time that you make it, you will work together with them, like hand in hand, making sure they're safe. You know, it's raw chicken. We're dipping it into an egg mixture, and you got to make sure that they're safe in the space that they're in, and making sure that they're kind of following in the right steps. Okay, cooking is really great for kids who struggle with executive functioning and ordering of things. You really have to follow certain steps in order for the meal to turn out right. Okay, so that's why we have to slow down and do things in the right order. Of course, in WizKid, it's all set up for you this way. So making sure that everything is all that they're set, and you are working with them, you know, hand over hand, and they're learning how to use knives. You're literally putting your hand on their hand and showing them how to cut it. I have knife skill videos as well. We can teach your kids how to be safe and work with a knife as well. And so I think that it's really important that very first lesson, that very first time you're teaching them how to cook potato chip chicken or whatever is which is basically potato chip breaded chicken tenders. Whatever your family favorite recipe is, work closely with them the first time they make it. Okay. In the case of WizKid, let me teach them how to do it. You're kind of just there watching, making sure they're safe. All right. Second time that they make it, I want you to, you know, make sure they have everything they need. You know, get kind of watch, not standing next to them, not helping them on their knife. Just watch as they make it. You know, make sure that they're following the order that they need to be following in order for, you know, to get a meal as the end result, right? So that's the second step in the delegation. So the first step is you're literally showing them what to do together in the kitchen. The second step is letting them do it on their own, watching, making sure, catching any mistakes, helping kind of redirect them if they get off track. The third time, then you're going to let them be in the kitchen, and you're going to be a little further away, maybe verbally checking in, like, how's it going in there? Did you get that finished? Are you on to the next part? Just sort of like around, but not there, close by, okay? And then the last time that you make it, ideally, it might take a couple of times in those second and third steps. The last time that you make it, it's you show up at the dinner table, sit down and enjoy the meal because you're confident. You've set them up for success in cooking that particular meal. So by the time it's the fourth, fifth, or sixth time that they've made that particular family favorite, then you just show up and dinner is ready to go. And that's really just kind of delegation of any kind. But I wanted to frame it for you in that way when it comes to teaching our kids how to cook, because we don't slow down. We're going to come back to that. Like, life is busy, life is moving fast. It's hard. We don't slow down to give them the space that they need to do it. And that's why I think the summer is a great time. So every episode of the Erin Chase Show, I feature a pie, my analogy or acronym really, for intentional living, and that's plan, implement, evaluate. So here are your action items. So planning, what is the 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or more, depending on how is eating at home and how aggressive you want to be with teaching your kids to cook this summer. What are the recipes that you're going to have your kids learn how to make? Pick a couple. So that's planning. Implementing is doing the delegation steps as I've just outlined. You're going to eat the same thing a couple times. Yes, that's fine. Yes, we all do that in our homes. So whatever those favorites are, let's get the kids involved in those things. And then, of course, the evaluate. So plan, implement, evaluate, my PIE acronym. The evaluate is what went well during the lesson. What we actually have that in the WISKID guidebook. I added that in. Whoops. This is the evaluate piece. This is for your kids to make notes. What went well? What do they need to keep practicing? Just kind of being really intentional with these lessons and the skills that they're learning and the tools that they're adding to just their life tool belt. So that's PIE. Plan what you're going to let your kids learn how to cook. Let them cook it, sort of in that couple tries delegation setup that I just outlined, and then evaluate how everything went. Is there something they need to keep practicing? What went well? What flopped? What didn't? And do they need to keep practicing that particular meal, or when is it time to move on to the next one? So that is PIE. So when it comes to think, feel, take action. So the way we think determines how we feel, which determines the action we take, which determines the results that we're going to get. My end result for this is twofold. Work myself out of the job, teach my kids super valuable, important life skills. Okay, so that was my end result. So if we're going to work that backwards, I need to think, slow down, and delegate. Slow down and delegate. When it comes to taking action, I need to let them make a mess. I need to let them learn how to cook this. I need to stay out of the way, obviously supervising and keeping them safe. Okay, and then taking action is picking the meal and letting them cook it, and kind of doing those things of staying out of the way. Okay, so that's that. That is what I know. The 2 ways are for your kids to learn how to cook. Let me do it with WISKID. If you were here earlier, you saw Tyler with me. WISKID is our guidebook. You should see it here on the video somehow. Not sure how that works. You might have to actually tap the video for the information to appear. We have 4 options of this. There's a digital version of this. We have a printed version that comes with a certificate and stickers. And then we have different kits that, oops, upside down. We have different kits that will equip you with other tools and resources that will help you in your teaching your kids how to cook journey. So check that out. The link is here on the video. If you're listening to this in the podcast player, it is in the show below. You just kind of scroll up podcast and you see the show notes below. So I wanted to share that information with you. And then, of course, the second way to teach your kids how to cook is setting themselves up for success in this sort of 3, 4, 5 step delegation strategy so that you can confidently know that they've learned how to make that meal and you are sort of working your way out of the job. So that is all that I have for this episode of the Erin Chase Show. Definitely check out WISKID and anything else that we have in our store. We do have cookbooks. Stephanie, yes, we have crockpot freezer meal plans in our store as well as in our apps. We have all that for you. I'll drop a comment here in a minute for you. So that is where I'm going to wrap this episode of the show. I will not have a Dinner Made Easy show this week on Thursday. I will see you Saturday at noon Central Time for WISKID Live. We're going to make potato chip chicken tenders this first Saturday of June. And then we have other recipes throughout the rest of the month in June. And then I'll be back next week with the Erin Chase Show will actually be on Wednesday of next week. So there's a couple of little programming updates and notes for you there. And please subscribe to the Erin Chase Show. We are live here on Tuesdays, in next week's case, Wednesday, here on Facebook. Then we take the video and put it onto YouTube. You can subscribe there as well. We also take the audio version and put it onto the podcast players where you can subscribe there if you would like. So that is it for this episode of the Erin Chase Show. It's bye for now, and I'll see you again soon.